Good morning. It's 9 a.m. March 25th, 2024 on a Monday. Monday. And where's I going to start? Oh, I got to see a audio confirmation come in. There it is. Got that. And then I'll unmute desktop audio. There. So SpeakerBot can be heard. I have a computer on the desk for troubleshooting. I'm probably going to get to that after channel comments, and I don't know that we're going to spend much time with it today because I only turned it on this morning. Now, I didn't actually turn it on. I just opened the lid and boom, it was on, and it's got an error message right away. I don't know if the screen is safe for me to display, so I'm going to be very careful. I have studio mode turned on so that I can preview what I'm about to show. And I'll explain what's going on with that computer. When we get to that segment of the show, I'm going to go turn off the SpeakerBot repeating messages and then go to channel comments. So I bring it up on the preview screen and then cut. Oh, how about doing let's see, what was the transition? Swap preview program after transition. Well, that's a cut. Transition.
How are you, Doug?
Cut. I'm fine, John. Thank you. In channel comments, Jim KJ3N, this is in response to Friday's show. Customers rarely give you the whole story up front. You sometimes have to pull information out of them. That is most common. They almost always leave something out. They don't realize what's important, and sometimes...
I want a new Doug.
Ken. Then you totally threw me. You broke the Doug again. Just that easy. You sometimes have to pull information. Yeah, they almost always leave something. And they don't realize what's important. Sometimes down the road, you'll discover something and say, well, why didn't you tell me that earlier? Actually, I don't say that because I don't want them to feel confronted. Why didn't you tell me that earlier is what you might be thinking. Jim would say that. I think Jim would actually say that to the client. And they said, well, I didn't think it was important. Well, it's not their job to determine what's important or not. So we want to know everything. Yet, on the other hand, they could just overflood us with everything. So there's an art to that communication with the client, I feel. And then he says, if you force Windows 11 on a 7th gen system, you better have at least 16 gigabytes of RAM. You'll not like the results on 8 gigabytes. Ask me how I know. Jim, how do you know that? No, just kidding. Don't answer it. I know. You've done it. SSD swap on an AIO computer is not something most techs will want to do on site. Oh, I agree with that wholeheartedly. And that's what I had suggested that to Alice, that she might, I said, if you have a tech come out to do that on site, it's going to cost you more. But even if you are willing to pay the money, techs don't want to do that because all-in-one computers can be difficult to open up, and you don't like doing that in front of a client. Speedy C, let's see, I'm not going to reply to those because Jim's here often enough. Give him the thumbs up and a heart. Speedy C, hi Doug, I use Steam for playing one Steam game called Golf with Your Friends. I always play it with Steam disabled for the simple reason it sometimes performs Steam updates that can impact my PC. So after I download the game from Steam, automatically creates a desktop icon by double-clicking the game icon, avoids a performance hit on my PC. I was trying to get it over my point. I was trying to type quickly, get my thoughts into chat. I think you did. I think we understood that. And it totally makes sense, and I agree with that. If you have an icon on the desktop to launch a game, do that. And prefer to not have the game engine running where it's showing in your system tray like mine is. Mine is because I've got a big beast of a computer. I thought Alice might be using Steam to play Sims 4, not Epic Games, hence my message in chat. I hope this clears your confusion and my speedy typing mess. I didn't feel confused at all. English. Matthew Barnes, let's see, let's get a Thumbs up and a heart. Matthew Barnes, I might have brought this up before regarding Alice. All-in-one machine, I don't remember, but I'm sure if money is an issue when it comes to Alice for buying a new machine, but in a year's time or so, there will probably be many refurbished all-in-one machines that are Windows 11 compatible, and it will be better performing while gaming, etc. But just my thoughts. Feel free to take my advice for what it's worth. Exactly 0. No, that's a really valid point, and I think we've made that point before. I think the only reason why Alice would want to make the jump into a new computer now is if her current computer is just intolerable. It's just not worth continuing with. If she can get by with it, and I think that's what she's been doing, then waiting till the Windows 10 deadline is, I think, totally sensible. So thumbs up and heart. Matthew, Chris Garrett, I did not realize Macrium Reflect had that option to prepare for new hardware. Yes, it does. I actually like Macrium better than Acronis. Macrium does not give you all the extra bloatware I call the anti-malware bloatware. Acronis includes in their package some antivirus, anti-malware, and if you want that, then you love it. Some people love Acronis, some people love Macrium. I don't think I've heard from anybody who switches back and forth and regularly uses both. I would not argue one way or the other. A person should use what they like and what they're comfortable with. And for me, that's Macrium Reflect. Simply, I got started with Macrium Reflect before I became aware of Acronis. And some people got upset with Acronis for a while. It was free, and then they turned to a paid model. Some people got upset with that, but then they added a bunch of extra features. So if you like the features, then you like the features. Now, I can't quite, if I push my buttons on the Stream Deck, that only changes the preview. So let's go over this way. Let's pop out chat, say hello to people, then I'll go talk about this computer that's on the workbench behind me. Can I call that a workbench? I just did, so I guess I can. Nick Poverman first. Josh is here. John Williams. I'm nervous, and so is Huey Lewis. Alice has great music. That was Huey Lewis, and I want a new drug. Mike Wojcik. I got that song on my mind this morning, and so I said, I actually, while waiting to start the Fortnite game, I did the entire recording and uploading and publishing of that. See people saying hellos to each other. Rick Lakes, Nick Poverman, episode 409. I hope it's cleaned up. I hope it's a clean episode. LOL, if you don't get the joke, look up Formula 409. I didn't have to look it up. As soon as I saw that, I got it. I want to know what happened to 1 through 408, meaning the formulas 1 through 408. Alice asks, has anyone downloaded Call of the Wild, the Angler from Epic Games? Yeah, I'm not even aware of it. Free game that came out Thursday, apparently. Josh is going to. Ken says, great album. And let's see, Rick still has that album. Nick Poverman, FVI. Maybe it was FYI for your information. I will not be here starting April 4th through April 12th. I will be on vacation to the Grand Canyon in Sedona. Was that? Yeah, that was Nick Poverman up here using throt. Throt for through. Throat? Throt? I don't know. Just funning with you, Nick. Don't worry about the typo. Seldom Ball, greetings here. Weather report. Rick Lakes, Rand Israel. Speaker bot. Josh needs all the IDs he can get. Needs more whatchamacallit? Game ideas. Lawn Dog asks, studio mode. Yeah, here's what studio mode looks like. I get a screen on the left side and a screen on the right side, and then I can click cut to drag it to activate it. That way I can see on the left side and make adjustments, do blurs if I need to. I want a new Doug. I want a new Doug. Yeah. Yeah, there is a version of that. I was trying to find Huey Lewis's version of I Want a New Doug. Didn't find it. Darren Gilholm, Carl J. Speedy. I want a $1,000 can. Rather than a Doug, I guess. He wants $1,000. Go for the money. People saying hellos to each other's. Gonna skip through a bit. Danielle Emberley, I've seen off-lease Dell towers being sold at local computer shows. i7 9600K 16 gigabyte 1 terabyte for less than $300. Yeah. Yeah. That would be i7. That sounds fine. I guess you're saying here i7 any number. Did you see Carrie's video on Friday? Yes, I did, Nick. I saw it, and I commented on it on Saturday. Yeah, it was on Saturday. I won't repeat those comments because I want to get to this computer that's on the bench behind me. Take me with you, please. I missed who that was for. Doug, just to throw some possible knowledge. Oh, he's got 4 of these. Gaming performance, get the idea, structured game outs, program, a YouTube video. I'm going to skip through that. I'll look at that more later. Alice says, thank you for the advice in the last video on Saturday. Greg M. Acronis does now offer partial license version if you have a serial number for prior version of Acronis. That was a perpetual license version. Oh, all right. Anything not at least 8th gen, not worth buying. Yeah, that i7 was a 9th gen, right? Wherever it was. I'm sure it was a 9th gen. Can't find it now. Oh, well, but that message is, yeah, there it is. It's got to be in there, right? Yeah, that's a 9th gen. Yeah, at least 8th gen. Josh wants to go with whoever's going on vacation. He doesn't care who. All right, so I'm going to bring up this computer that's behind me. I'm going to keep it on this screen. Now, well, I'll explain a little bit. Client gave, let's see, I don't want to do this. Yeah, okay. I was at their office on Friday dealing with another problem. It's an office that has 2 different clients in the same shared office space. So I was working on kind of a crisis in one office, and the other office handed me this laptop, said it's real slow. I did not interview them. I did not ask them, how is it slow? What do you mean by that? Part of the reason for that is because I already know them well enough. They're not going to give me real helpful information. So I thought I'd go ahead and look at it and then call them and ask for more information. And I was busy with the urgent issue. So I have it behind me. I opened it up this morning. It was already on. I didn't even press the on button, and I see a symptom. So I stopped right here. I haven't even looked at the desktop. So here's what I see. Here's what I know so far. It's saying, try the update again. Sorry, something went wrong. Try it again, or click the error code for more information. I did a Google search on that error code and got this. The error code 8000805 is shown when the system is having a problem with a software component. You won't be able to complete any updates when that's the case. The simplest way to deal with this is to uninstall any programs you've recently installed. I have no idea if they have recently installed a program. So I'm showing you the very first thing I've seen. I have not explored it at all beyond this point. Now we're 9:14. So I'm going to poke through a little bit and see if I can take you further into the troubleshooting of that. But it just dawned on me, I haven't checked to see if, well, I know Kerry Holzman has a members only show, so I can't redirect to that. I don't see any show from Ken Stout. You're not actually on the road yet, right? No, that happens later in April. You're 2 or 3 weeks away, I think. Now, okay, so
read chat, please.
Read chat, please. Coming up. Now then I've got to hit that button, bring it over. Zavi wants me to read chat. Usually that's his. He says yes. Those who are using Western Digital hardware can use Acronis free. That rings a bell of familiarity. That's kind of always been a thing with Western Digital, right? It would come with Acronis True Image, but it's not the full version. It's not the subscription version, right? But it would let you. They've been doing that for a long time so that you can image your drive from the old Western Digital to a new drive. And I would suspect that's the case if your new drive is Western Digital. That gives you Acronis so you can image from the old drive, even if it's a different brand, to the new one. Or the other way, if you have a Western Digital drive, but if you didn't purchase that yourself, you might not have got the software. So is that only when you're purchasing a Western Digital that you get it? As long as I'm at chat, we'll look at some other things. That's Lundog stuff. Lundog, there's a CPU benchmark. How about the 9700? You can use it. Can you use it to clone from a Western Digital drive to a non-Western Digital? And Zavi says yes to that. Got it. It's good. Now, how do you acquire that? If you're, let's say you have a manufacturer purchased computer with a Western Digital hard drive, it's several years old, and you buy a non-Western Digital hard drive. Can you get the Acronis software to accomplish that? It's getting a little long on the tooth by my numbers for benchmarks. I'm going to go past that. 11th gen, talking about benchmarks. Yeah, that doesn't look like a Windows update. I'm thinking it actually might have been trying to install an update, and there's something preventing that. And I'm suspecting the reason they're complaining about the computer being slow is because it's continually trying to install updates and continually failing in the background. That's just from what I've seen so far. I'm kind of suspecting that.
Yes, you must have at least one DVD disk.
One Western Digital disk. So if it's an old disk, you can go to their website and download it, and it senses that you have a Western Digital disk. I'm just kind of curious how they would accomplish that. The current free Acronis is not compatible with old Western Digital drives. Ask me how I know. I saw that ask me how I know before I looked to see who was giving this message. I was thinking it was Jim, but no, it's Selden Ball using a Jim phrase. That's a Jim phrase. Ask me how I know. I use free Macronis now. Macronis, is it? What do you get when you jam Acronis with Macrium Reflect? You get Macronis. That's their couple name, right? Selden Ball, it's interesting. Usually the free imaging software for a drive manufacturer works with their drives. As far as I can remember, they check the drive's firmware, make sure it's their brand. Were you going to from a Seagate to Western Digital? That should work. I'm going to skip through this a little bit. Okay, so now let's try doing something.
No road trip starts April 19th.
Okay, gotcha, Ken. Think which button? This button. So here's what I got. So I'm about to, I think what I'm going to do is close that with the X in the upper right corner. Now let's see if this, yeah, there's that mouse alive. So I'm about to click the X up there. I don't want to try the update again. I want to see what's going on. Now another message that happened when I opened the lid as I saw this Xbox One. Oh, look at that. When I float the mouse over the Xbox One icon, that is what's producing this message. So we know that's Xbox One. I want to uninstall Xbox One.
Look at the bottom text. It's Xbox.
Yeah, that's what I just said. I'm guessing you put that in chat before you heard me say it. So I'm going to take that back off screen, clicking there, and then close that and see what's on the screen. Yeah, that's safe. That's safe to show. All the icons are just basic programs, and there's a DougBetts remote icon there. Yeah, Rand says I beat him to it. Yeah, let's go. I'll cut back and then bring up Task Manager there. Oh, no, actually I don't have to cut that back yet. Let's bring this back. There's something else there. Yeah, there's a yellow dot down here on the restart needed. Your device needs to restart to install updates. Select a time to restart. And then, yeah, I can bring up Task Manager live. See what's happening. 21% CPU, 48% memory. That's not enough of a problem to, and down to single digits now with CPU. That's not enough to cause slowness. If they need or want the Xbox, they can just reinstall it, right? Should I experiment with this computer a little bit, just using it to see if it feels sluggish to me, to try to identify their sluggishness, or just go ahead and uninstall and see if it performs properly? I think I just want to uninstall. All right, so let's go do that. All right, I'll bring up Windows key R appwiz.cpl, and then I'll click OK. I'm going to take that off screen to click OK and have a look at what's on their installed programs list. I can't imagine that would be a problem. No. There's an AnyDesk. I have no idea what they've been doing with AnyDesk. I think that might have been a prior technician helping them. There's a DougBetts remote, Lenovo stuff, LogMeIn, McAfee. We'll get rid of McAfee. And Web Advisor by McAfee. We'll get rid of those two. And then I'll just see how the computer performs for me. That might be all that's needed once getting rid of that and Xbox. I do not need to discuss removing McAfee with this client because I know them well enough. Yeah, I'm going to say it slows down my PC, even though I haven't proven that. You still have an active subscription. I do not care. I do not even care if they paid for it. I will tell them that it's not needed. Stop paying that money and get yourself free. Find a new drug. I'll do that later. So there's all the McAfee stuff gone. And then Xbox is apparently an app. Do they have any? I didn't see any game engines. Oh, Teams. I'll get rid of Teams. And it must also be as an app because the Teams, all computer installer, whatever they call it.
Read chat, please.
And the Microsoft Teams is not there. Okay, I'm coming back to chat. That's from Jim. I assume there's enough free space on the drive. Okay, we'll go look at that. What other taskbar icons are there? They could have a VAS installed on that box like a client I worked on the weekend. Well, you can uninstall McAfee, Alice, just the same way that you just saw me do it. Friends don't let friends use McAfee or Norton. As far as what else to use, you do not need to install anything else, Alice. When you uninstall McAfee, Windows Defender is automatically there. You don't have to do anything to reactivate it. It's automatically there. And yeah, Rand's saying that. Windows Defender and the paid version of Malwarebytes, I disagree with that. I do not use the paid version of Malwarebytes. I don't see it as needed. I've been following that strategy for a long, long time and have never even needed to go scan a computer. It seems like maybe the Xbox app cut turned on for some reason, or somebody attempted to use it, but it's weird that it won't update or install. Sounds like Alice is going to pursue that. Great. You may need to verify it's enabled. What's in? Oh, Windows Defender? No, it'll automatically. Well, okay. So the way all you would have to do to verify it is, let's see. You can't see that screen right now, so I got to bring that back. So I just uninstalled it. So I come down here to the Windows Defender icon. Let's see, right there. Open it up. And here's this threat protection is for, it wants me to set up OneDrive. I don't do that. So I just click dismiss for the OneDrive. And then account protection is saying no action needed, firewall and network. Now, if I click into this virus threat protection, here's where we see that it is active, and I'll scroll down. I have to keep turning around because I can't see the screen very well. Threat and protection updates, ransomware protection. I can't read those. Right there, virus and threat protection settings. Go into manage settings, and real-time protection is on, cloud delivered protection is on, automatic sample submission is on. These are on. I just uninstalled McAfee. I've never seen an instance where these are not turned on by default. It's a comedy scene down here. It's like the people going through the hallway into different doors with me trying to find the right mouse. If you use the paid version of Malwarebytes, it disables built-in Defender. Yeah, and that's the reason why I don't want to do that. There have been occasions where Malwarebytes has actually harmed. Carrie and Mike Smith went through this. It was a few years ago. I think it was in January that a bunch of their clients' computers, they were getting calls from a bunch of clients because something went afoul with a Malwarebytes issue. And yeah, no, I just don't see it adds anything. I'm sorry, I disagree with those who want it, and I don't mind if you do it at all, but I'm not. I put Windows Defender on the taskbar. No, actually, I'd turn the notifications off because my clients, my end users, if a notification comes up from Defender, they will just dismiss it. They're not going to notify me about it. For a tech person putting Defender icon in the taskbar, well, it's in the sys tray. Why do you need it on the taskbar? I don't have enough room on my taskbar. No, it does not. I don't know what. Oh, maybe you're saying that Malwarebytes does not disable the built-in Defender. I don't know that. So there's people disagreeing there. That's okay. You guys can disagree all you want. Okay, coming back to this computer. I don't think I'm going to have any problem with going into the apps area without previewing it. And this is Windows 11. And I'm clicking and it's not responding. There we go. Wow, I cannot see that. All right, let's go this way. Game bar. That's the Xbox, isn't it? No, there's Xbox. All right. And uninstall. Right click on it and then uninstall. That's gone. And then find Teams. There's Microsoft Teams. Whoa, I intended to do a right click. This touchpad doesn't have visible right and left buttons. So apparently I didn't go far enough to the right side of the touchpad. There, uninstall. See, Alice saying that McAfee turned off her Windows Defender. Oh, Wintermute saying, oh, show it in systray, it's currently hidden. Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right. I see that now. Microsoft Teams went away. And this is Windows 11. So if I do this overflow menu, we can see Defender's in there. So I'll right click on the taskbar, choose taskbar settings, and then come down to, it's really hard to see that, other system tray icons. Oh, there it is. Windows Security notification icon. Turn that on. Now, I typically set up computers with all of the taskbar icons on. I don't know why, but I'm just kind of feeling averse to doing that right now. So that puts the Windows Defender on the taskbar so that you can see the exclamation mark that indicates that it's wanting attention for some reason. And there is an exclamation mark there, so what do I need to do? Oh, app and browser control. I typically turn this on. Answer yes. And then we've got a device security. Memory integrity is off. I typically turn this on. When I first started doing that, I contemplated if Microsoft is leaving that off by default and prompting you to consider it, is there any adverse effect? And I haven't found any yet. I've been routinely turning that on for quite a while. It's been okay. Still have an exclamation mark down there. It took a while for that to launch. Oh, it's gone now. The exclamation mark is gone. Did the computer take that long to get rid of the exclamation mark? All right, well, that makes time for me, and I've got a appointment to get to. So I'll restart that later today and record the restart in case there's something for me to show. Reason I have it on the taskbar so it can be seen, but I understand your reasoning. Now, do you mean the taskbar rather than the system tray? I'm thinking you mean the system tray. Online and AV are two different things. Not quite sure what you're referring to there. The only caution I've ever seen is for whatever wild reason, sometimes Windows Defender is turned off, cannot activate according to the icon. It does happen. That's my worldly experience. I like when I walk up to a computer that I want to be able to see the exclamation mark if it's there. So I do want it to show in the system tray. I didn't realize it wasn't visible there. When I set up a computer, I typically turn on all the icons in the system tray. I meant the online part, the firewall, browser protection, other stuff remain active. Okay, sometimes restart is all you need. Other times something is amiss. Purple Teams icon is still on the taskbar, is it? Is it still there, or is that? Resolve. Oh, there. That one. That's chat. That's not Teams. Is chat part of Teams? That might be the issue. I'm right-clicking on it. Oh no, that goes. Let's see, where is that at? Taskbar settings, chat right here. Turn that off. That's not Teams. That's chat. But they don't need that. And also this desktop view. They don't need that. Taskbar settings, task view, widgets. I don't like that being there. I don't have any clients that know that. Copilot preview. People need a little bit of talking. So I want to simplify what this computer is doing in the background. So turning off all those things is a way to do that. Turn off the pin menu. They don't need that. Okay. I got to get out of here. Yeah, too much for me to read right now. TLDNR. I'm going to shut down. And there I'm punching buttons, expecting that to come up on broadcast. It doesn't. Okay, so that's it for now. Have a great Monday, everybody. I will see you tomorrow. Adios.